Hello, welcome back to my studio. I'm Malcolm Dewey, and today I'm going to be talking about brushwork and give you some tips for better brushwork in your paintings. Now, for those of you starting out with your painting, you may be finding that brushwork is a mysterious thing and you don't really even know where to begin with brushwork, except of course to sort of mechanically put paint onto the canvas and hope for the best. I know I've been there and it is a real struggle. So I want to give you a few tips on how to sort of break through that looping sense of frustration where everything you do has the identical brushwork and you overdo it all the time. I'm going to have a look at the 3 recommended brushes that you should have, and I'm then going to show you a bit of painting I've done recently and talk you through some of the brush strokes that I used in that painting. So first off, with oil painting, I recommend that you use bristle brushes. Right? Bristles handle the oil so much better, and especially if you're painting in an impressionist style where you're using lots of thick paint like I try to use, a bristle brush is the only way to manage it. So number one, we've got this beautiful brush here. This is a filbert. It's got that rounded shape and it is extremely versatile. You'll see I'll use it in the little painting demo I'm going to show you a bit later. And the filbert has that rounded shape which helps to soften edges. And of course you've got the edge of the brush, you've got the face of the brush, you've got the tip as well. So you can use that filbert in many ways. And then the next brush is a long flat. You can see it's got the long bristle and then squared off at the top. Probably my favorite shape of brush. Extremely versatile. You can use the sharp corner as well for small marks, big strokes as well, using the entire face of the brush. Quite small shapes if you use the front edge, making lines, etc. But all created in a way that doesn't make the shape too precise. That little touch of texture and vagueness helps to keep things interesting. That's what's important to me. And then the next one I've got here, this is a round. Right, it's got that rounded sort of shape at the top, the typical round brush. And also extremely versatile. And once there's paint in here, you can make so many beautiful shapes, perhaps longer strokes, more organic shapes with that. By the way, these brushes are made by Raphael, a French company, and they made brushes for the Impressionists as well. So a real strong history behind these brushes, and they've never let me down. I don't have any financial interest in these brushes, except that I love using them. So look out for them if you can. Now, another thing I always say is a brush must be held loosely. It is not something you have white knuckles clenching it on in some sort of death grip. Don't keep your elbow stiff and your wrist stiff and sort of jab at the canvas. Everything must be flowing, right? Loose grip. Use your arm. If you can, stand back and use that arm to put on the paint in a more organic, loose and flowing fashion. You will benefit with that in your paintings. And I always say I like to hold the brush handle between thumb and these 4 fingers. So it's not a pencil, it's not a weapon, it's more like a drumstick. Hold it at the end and get that paint on. It's almost like a magic wand if you use it properly. And with that loose grip as well, I can move the thumb and fingers and just let that brush work. Anyway, let's have a look at a few brush strokes in action so you get the idea. Here I'm using a number 6 full bit bristle brush. You can see by using the tip of the brush and the edge I can get these delicate lost and found brush strokes. Then by twisting the brush so I use the full face of it, I get these big and juicy brush strokes. Move the brush up or down or side to side, twist the head of the brush and see the different textured strokes you can get. And by varying the pressure on the brush, I can get these loose, soft edges, almost atmospheric brush strokes. I like to apply the paint wet into wet. So just gently apply the wet paint over the wet surface and you'll get clean color notes. Don't mix in or don't be too hard on the pressure. Look at the shape of the brush stroke you are getting. Take note of it and decide if you like it. Just by lifting off very quickly and confidently, you'll leave a clean color note behind. Put down the stroke and then leave it alone. These curved sweeps up and down get me different looking strokes. Roll the brush in your fingertips in here, between your fingertips, and you get interesting lines like this. Well, I hope you approach your brushes with a bit more confidence and make your brush your friend. Have fun exploring the different brush strokes that you can do with it. And remember, look after your brushes. Make sure you wash them at the end of each day and clean them off. I prefer mineral turpentine. You can have a look at other videos on my channel about brush cleaning as well. So that's it. Remember to subscribe before you go. Give this video a like if it's helped you and leave a comment. I love hearing from you as well. Until next time, happy painting.